You set a pen down on the edge of the table, and your cat looks at it, looks at you, and then slowly pushes it off with one paw. It falls. Your cat doesn't even flinch. It just watches it hit the floor, then looks back at you like it's waiting for a reaction. Most owners have a story just like this one. And most owners land on the same conclusion. The cat is being spiteful, or bored, or just messing with you for fun. It feels personal, especially when your cat maintains eye contact the entire time it's doing it. It's easy to read that as defiance. But here's the question worth sitting with for a second. Why would a cat, an animal that evolved to conserve energy and avoid unnecessary risk, spend effort on an act that gives it nothing back? If this were really about annoying you, wouldn't the behavior stop the moment you stopped reacting? For a lot of cats, it doesn't. So something else is going on. The behavior isn't really about you at all. It's rooted in a much older instinct. In the wild, a cat's ancestors relied on their paws to test things constantly. Whether prey was alive, whether a surface was stable, whether an object might be food. Batting at small items and watching how they move is a built-in way of gathering information about the world. Your pen, your hair tie, your phone charger, none of these are threats or prey, but to your cat's brain, they're still small, movable objects worth testing. The paw-first investigation never turned off just because the object turned out to be office supplies instead of a mouse. There's also a simpler layer underneath it. Gravity is interesting. Watch closely and you'll notice cats often bat an object toward the very edge of a surface first, almost testing the boundary before it finally goes over. That controlled push and watch pattern is a cat engaging with cause and effect. Something moved because I moved it. That's a small dose of mental stimulation, and for an indoor cat with limited things to explore, that stimulation matters more than it looks like from the outside. Then there's timing. Notice when it usually happens. Is it right when you sit down for dinner? Right when you're in the middle of a phone call and stop paying attention to your cat? For some cats, this behavior becomes a highly effective way to generate a reaction, since a fast, engaged human is far more interesting than a scrolling, distracted one. If knocking something over reliably gets you to look up, get up, or laugh, that outcome can reinforce the behavior over time, even if attention wasn't the original motivation. So what should you actually do with this? Punishing your cat in the moment, yelling, spraying water, doesn't address what's driving the behavior, and it can damage trust without changing anything long-term. A more useful response is to look at what your cat's paws are being used for during the rest of the day. If there's little to explore, little to bat at, little that moves and responds, table items become the default outlet. Rotating a few safe toys, adding a puzzle feeder, or giving your cat a dedicated perch near a window can redirect that same investigative energy somewhere it's meant to go. If the behavior is brand new, especially in an older cat, and paired with knocking things over more aggressively, at night, or alongside other changes like vocalizing more or eating differently, it's worth mentioning to your vet. Sudden shifts in behavior can sometimes point to discomfort, vision changes, or cognitive changes that are easy to miss otherwise. The next time your cat nudges something toward the edge of a table while staring right at you, try not to read it as an attack on your patience. It's closer to a very old, very instinctive question your cat is still asking about the world. What happens if I do this? You just happen to be standing there when the answer lands on the floor.